Hello Jacob, it's nice to see you.
Hi Agnes, thank you and nice to see you too.
I've recently recorded a new PPK in English episode about PPK for foreign employers. What's our topic for today?
Today let's talk about rules for using savings in the employee capital plans. In Poland it's PPK for foreigners working in Poland. The topic will be divided into two parts to make it more clear to PPK participants.
Okay Jacob, so nowadays there are 8 different possibilities to use savings by foreigners. Is that right? Can we focus on each of them?
Yes, Agnes. The first one shows that you can leave your funds on the PPK account. A foreigner who is a PPK participant may decide to leave funds on his or her PPK account, regardless of whether he or she intends to stay in Poland or move out. In this way, the accumulated funds will continue to work and the participant savings will be continuously multiplied. Of course, as these funds are private property, the PPK participant will be able to withdraw them at any time.
What about the second one?
It's a withdrawal after age of 60. It's entirely up to the PPK participant to decide when to start withdrawing savings from the PPK account and how. Participant can take savings in a single payment or in installments. However, which option a given participant decides on will determine whether or not will participant have to pay a capital gains tax on the money withdrawn.
So could I declare an example? If a PPK participant over 60 decides to withdraw all the savings at once in one installment, he or she will have to pay 19% capital gain tax on 75% of the funds. If he or she chooses to withdraw 25% of the accumulated funds at one time and the rest, in example 75 of the funds, in at least 120 monthly installments, 10 years, he or she will not pay his tax.
Yes, the same will happen if, wishing to make the savings last longer, the number of installments increases, e.g. participant will be withdrawing the funds not for 10 but for 15 years. Or if participant decides to withdraw the entire accumulated savings in at least 120 monthly installments.
Okay. There is important one notice to this version as far as I know. If a foreigner who is a PPK participant is married and whose wife or husband is also a PPK participant, they may combine their savings in PPK and decide to pay out their savings in the form of one joint benefit. Both spouses must have at least 60 years old, have a PPK account with the same financial institution, apply for a spousal benefit savings withdrawal.
Yes, and it's paid in at least 120 monthly installments. In this case, no tax is charged.
Great news! What can you tell us about third possibility?
So, this possibility includes every early withdrawal of funds from PPK to cover own contribution. A PPK participant who is a foreigner may use the funds accumulated in the PPK account to cover the own contribution, even taking out a loan for housing purposes. Such entitlement is available to a PPK participant who is under age of 45. Can withdraw up to 100% of the funds held in the PPK account, with the obligation to return it to the PPK account and use it to cover the own contribution in connection with taking out a loan for the construction or renovation of a residential building, purchase a house, apartment or land. In order to do so, the participant should apply to the financial institution that runs his or her PPK account for agreement under which the funds would be withdrawn. It should be remembered that the payment for housing purposes can be made by PPK participant for financing only one investment.
Oh, and what should the agreement between two parties, financial institution and the participant, contain?
It contains designation of the investment to be financed by the loan, withdrawal rules and schedules, the rules and deadlines for repayment of withdrawn funds with the deadline for repayment. It may not begin later than 5 years from the date of withdrawal and may not last longer than 15 years from the date of withdrawal.
We can choose fourth way, yes? Jacob, what is predicted in this way?
It predicts early withdrawal of the PPK funds in case of illness. A PPK participant may also withdraw funds from the PPK account in the event of a critical illness of the PPK participant, his or her spouse or child.
Okay, critical illness shall mean due to PPK Act, total inability to work for a period of at least 2 years. B. Moderate or significant degree of disability for a period of at least 2 years. C. Moderate or significant degree of disability for a period of at least 2 years. D. Diagnosis of one of the following medical conditions as an adult mentioned in PPK Act. And E. The child has been diagnosed with one of the following medical conditions noted in PPK Act.
A PPK participant may apply to a financial institution for a withdrawal up to 25% of the funds accumulated in his or her PPK account without the obligation of repayment, attaching a certificate or a document from a medical doctor confirming that the diagnosis of the critical illness. Withdrawal shall be made either in the time of withdrawal shall be made either in one time or in installments, no later than 14 days from the date of application. The request to withdraw 25% of the funds in the event of a critical illness of the participant's spouse or child may be made by the participant more than once. Funds withdrawn will not be reduced by tax.
Oh, wish that nobody mustn't withdraw funds including this scenario. Jacob, we have presented half of the possibilities how to use savings in the PPK by foreigners. Thank you and see you during second part.
Thank you. See you next time.